What is going on, everyone? RJ here. In today's video, we are going to go ahead and go over our trade recap for this Monday morning. But before we dive into that, if you guys are new to this channel and you do find this video helpful, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button down below. It truly does help the almighty YouTube algorithm promote this video and this channel to find other viewers such as yourselves and other potential day traders out there wanting to learn. Also follow me on my other social media platforms here. It is just at RJ Ardonis. I know I didn't do a trade recap on Friday. It just got super hectic. Just know that Friday was a small red day, a little frustrating because I was at one point green for the day, and then I took one trade that put me in the red. And then I saw myself absolutely spiraling and just kind of over trading, which is not what you want to do, you know, because then you just start compounding the losses. And so after I had kind of finally realized after being in the red that I was over trading, I just accepted it as a red day, but we won't go over that. Just know that I did have a small red day on Friday. But today we are doing a recap on a green day, so awesome. We had some really good trades. I did have one really bad trade that kind of put me in the hole right off the bat, which was a long on OXY, but I cut the losses there. It was about a 20-cent loss, and so it wasn't too bad, but it did put me red. I did see that CCL was very strong right from open, and every single time that there was a dip, it was aggressively bought up. There was a lot of buying pressure on CCL, so I took a 5-minute opening range breakup, and it just had follow through all the way up. And then as it continued to consolidate at the near highs, it looked like that there was still a lot of buying pressure. It didn't really signify to me that the bulls had gotten exhausted, because there was maintaining a very strong support level. And so as it continued to get closer and closer again, maintaining that support level, I did take an entry for a break of high trade, which is something I don't normally trade. I'm trying to practice it a little more, and it did punch through the whole dollar and had some nice follow through. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the charts and go over the trades. All right, everyone, so let's go ahead and take a look at my my best and my worst trade today. So the best trade I had was over here on CCL. I went ahead and already took my notes and kind of just journaled it myself. And then my worst trade over here on OXY, which was a one and done. Obviously, we'll go over the OXY trade in a sec here, but I kind of want to just go over the CCL trade first. And so CCL, I did miss this opening range breakup. So there was a whole bunch of small candles up and down, and then you can see that I kind of broke here on the 5-minute chart. Now on the next candle here, I did give it some time because I did not want to chase. And so on the next 5-minute candle here, you see that it did have a dip. So it dipped down to almost the 9 EMA and then was bought back up. And so I did take a 5-minute opening range breakup here. So I took a entry right around the previous candle close. I took an entry at about 26.27 and then started to partial every 10 cents upwards, and then kind of re-added here on this candle and kind of just took partials all the way up to at least 26, I want to say 26.87, 26.88 mark. It was a really good trade for an opening range breakup. I want to try, you know, as I look at some of these trades, I do see that I partial a lot. I have this mentality that I don't want to take, you know, I want to take what the market gives me. But if I had just hung on to a couple of these 10-cent trades, I would have had a much bigger return. So I'm going to work on that in the future. But this nice opening range breakup on the 5-minute chart was a really good trade on CCL. Now I did take another trade here for a break of high, and that is something that I don't normally trade. I try to stick with opening range breakups and ABCD patterns, but this break of high was something I'm trying to practice. And so over here, we saw that it was still a green candle. It was still almost a hammer doji. And every single time there was a dip, it was bought up. So people were selling, taking profits, and then it got bought back up. So I was monitoring the price action, and I saw that it was holding it was trying to break through the whole dollar of 27. It tried it on this candle, and then on this candle, it looks like it was still being bought up. So if we transfer over to the 1-minute chart, we see that it did have this nice support level, and it refused to give it up. It touched it here on the 9 EMA, touched it, but refused to break below it. And so I looked at the price action and I took, I wanted to try and trade this break of high as I saw that CCL was trading very strong. So I took an entry close to 26.92, and then as the next candle was kind of still holding the support, it eventually broke through the $27 mark, and I took partials all the way up. So this was a nice break of high for me, as I don't normally trade it, but it could have easily gone the opposite direction, and I had a stop loss right below the 9 EMA. But I did take the entry at 26.92 and then partialed all the way to 27.31 and was all out over here. I just didn't want to get back any more profits. Moving on over to my worst trade, which was OXY. OXY, if you guys heard what I just did here on CCL, I should have done here on OXY. I mean, if we take a look here, I waited for this candle, and on OXY, I decided to chase. If I had just done the exact same thing I did on CCL over on OXY, I would have had two really good trades, because on CCL, we had this nice 5-minute opening range above VWAP. It had a dip and then was bought up. Here on OXY, it had a nice opening range breakup over VWAP. It had a dip and it was bought back up. So if I took the exact same trade here on OXY as I did on CCL, where I took an entry at the last close of the candle, I would have had a really nice trade going upwards. But I chased and I entered around, let me see, what's this, 29, I want to say it was very close to 29.60, 29.62. And then I got stopped out because, again, I had chased. Look at this. I bought at the extended 5-minute at the almost all-time high of that candle. So that was just a bad entry. And I got stopped out almost 20 cents at around 29.50. Again, if I had just been a little more patient and didn't want to chase, I got FOMO here and did what I did here and just kind of waited for the second candle to get bought back up. I'd have had a really clean trade. I would have entered around 29.60, which is where I originally entered, and probably sold profits all the way up to $30.10. So, lesson learned. Again, you know, don't try and FOMO in or chase. You know, it's always just gonna cost you. If you miss the 1-minute opening range breakup, give it some time, wait for it, and then see if it gives you another opportunity. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Again, super clean trades. I wish I didn't have that red trade right from rip on OXY. As you guys saw, that it did chop around a little bit after I took that trade, but then finally had a nice punch to the long side. So it was difficult for me to trade. I shouldn't have traded it. You know, if I look back at the charts, I should have done what I did on CCL. In CCL, I waited for the next candle, saw that it did have a dip, kind of maintained I kind of eyeballed the price action, saw that it got bought back up, and so I took an entry at the previous candle's close with a 10 to 20 cent stop, and it had nice follow through after I saw the dip get bought up. If we take a look at OXY, OXY did the same thing. If I had just waited on the second candle and saw that it dipped and then it got bought back up, I probably would have had two really good trades today, but I kind of chased. I shouldn't have chased that. I bought near the high of that candle, so it was already extended. Bad trade, recognized by me, but sometimes, you know, if a stock is super strong, it does have nice follow through. This one just wasn't a good entry for me. So if you guys did find this video useful and you find yourselves learning something new, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button down below. It truly does help the almighty YouTube algorithm promote this video and this channel to find other traders and viewers such as yourselves and other potential traders and viewers out there trying to learn and wanting to learn the day trading strategies. Also follow me on my other social media platforms here. It is just at RJ Ardanas. I hope everyone had a wonderful Monday and hopefully a green day. A little chop on some of the stocks in play this morning, but you know, obviously just stay patient. For me, my strong suits are opening range breakups right from the open and then ABCD patterns. You know, so if an opening range breakup fails, I give it a little bit of time for an ABCD pattern to kind of show itself. So within the 5 to 10 minute mark, if I've missed an opening range, I'll go ahead and go into my second strategy, which is just an ABCD pattern. So I hope you guys did find yourselves learning something today. If you guys have any other questions, just please post them in the comments section below. Other than that, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your Monday. Trade clean, stay green, and I'm going to see everyone on the next video.